Hello, hello, hello. My name is Adam. This is my my first YouTube video. I figured we'd start by talking about what's affected me the most over this past year, and it hasn't been COVID. It's actually been my gut. So I thought I'd make a YouTube video, kind of document my health journey, my dog, maybe some traveling that I do over the next couple of years. So well, let's get into it. Today I want to talk about elemental diet. So it's something that it's been around for a couple decades, but it's only kind of now come to prominence. I know there's tons of videos on YouTube about it, but I want to discuss my experience because obviously everyone's going to have different experiences and different issues, and I didn't even know if it was going to work for me. I initially I went in with an open mind because I've tried a lot of things over the last really 10 years now. So this is Elemental Heal. So this is a elemental diet sold by Functional Medicine Formulations. It's owned by Dr. Ruscio. He's a doctor out of California. And I decided to go with this because I've seen a lot of videos of him talking, doing interviews, doing podcasts just about gut health. And it really struck a chord with me because I've been having gut issues my whole life. When I was a baby, actually, I would scratch my face. I was on formula at a pretty young age, and obviously I had an intolerance to it because I would scratch, and they had to put gloves on me because otherwise I was just scratching my skin, right? And so I've had gut issues virtually my entire life, but it was actually 10 years ago this month that I went on a drug called Accutane because I was in grade 10 at the time. I had some acne, and go to the doctor. Oh, it's not diet. Here's some pills. They put me on Accutane. I think prior to that I tried different antibiotics. They didn't work. So they went on Accutane. Had a very, very bad reaction to it. And well, here's some prednisone. So now we're on prednisone. It was at a point I was at 50 milligrams of prednisone a day and 50 milligrams of Accutane. It was bad. I had nodules. Actually, I'll post a picture of the wreckage in the video. And it was bad, really bad. And that kind of that was the catalyst for the gut issues. I mean, I had gut issues prior, but I was always constipated. Obviously I had the acne at the time, but that unleashed havoc in my gut, which in turn wreaked havoc on my skin. That's the gateway for me. That's how my body eliminates this shit, is through my skin. My route of detoxification is through my skin. It's always been that way. Anyways, fast forward, went to a naturopath. We scaled off the prednisone over the course of a year because if I would drop down too quick, I'd have a flare up. So we scaled off 0.5 ml a week over the course of a year. And then we did colon hydrotherapies. We did obviously a pretty elimination diet. I've cut out all the gluten and what have you. We did IVs. Spent an extraordinary amount of money on IVs, but again, that was 10 years ago. And for a few years there, I was good. Probably between 2013 to 2017, I really didn't have any issues. And then it kind of started coming back. I think it was probably the alcohol because I really didn't drink when I was younger. And I started drinking again. It was the sugary drinks. It was the Jägermeister and the Fireball, and that shit is very sugary, right? And I think that's what kind of flared it, doing shots, because excessive alcohol, when you have gut issues like SIBO or IBS, it kind of breaks open that gut lining. So for me, that may have been a trigger, I guess, this year or late last year. I was going through stress of my dog was diagnosed with cancer back in May of 2020, so just after the start of COVID, and the stress of dealing with that, and we had to give him chemotherapy pills, and I had to put them in his food. I'm sure that could have played a role too with compromising my immune system. And then we put him down in December of last year, and it kind of went downhill from there. I was, probably drinking a little too much, and it opened that gut lining, and oh my God, it was really bad. So my skin was at its worst in February of this year in 2021. So I was like, okay, something's wrong. I started going and getting more IVs and changing my diet. So for the first half of the year, I was only eating meat. I was on a 100% carnivore diet, believe it or not. So I was only eating steaks. I would go to Costco, get a big sirloin, cut it up. That's all I was eating because I couldn't handle anything else. So, and then I was looking at other options. I went to to see a doctor. I went on, this drug called rifaximin, antibiotic, to kind of kill the bacteria in the gut, allow your gut to heal. I was trying BPC 157, which actually did help a bit with my IBS, but it, again, wasn't what I needed. And I needed something that was I needed an aggressive treatment. And that's kind of when I stumbled across Dr. Ruscio. And then I fell down the elemental diet rabbit hole, right? There's a lot of great success stories with that. So yeah, this is kind of where we're at. And I wasn't sure, because I was, at the time, I was so sensitive. I was only eating steak, essentially, right? And I was like, oh God, can I handle this? I don't know. I can't even eat vegetables. Like, how the hell am I going to, how do I know if this is going to work, right? And this, I'm in Canada, unfortunately. And this is an American company. I had to pay for the shipping and the duties, which obviously the government likes to get their cut, even if you're trying to heal. And so I ordered 4 of them, I think, and just to see, because it's like, okay, well, if it doesn't work, I don't want to order a 3-week supply, and then I'm out $1,200. So yeah, so I ordered this, 4 of them, or it was 2 of them actually. I just wanted to try it, and holy shit, I started it on a Friday, and I was feeling like significantly better. My inflammation was down. When I say inflammation, I mean inflammation of my skin. It comes out through eczema and through kind of psoriasis sort of rashes, and sometimes little pimples, right? So again, in 2 days, my inflammation was down significantly. So I placed an order, had it expedited out, and that's when I started my first 3-week round, 21-day round of the elemental diet. So I do 4 scoops of these in a shake. For 1 serving, I'll have about 6 servings a day. So I go through one of these. This is about 10 servings, so this is 40 scoops. If I got the math right, 40 scoops. And this will last me about a day and a half. That's all I'm eating. I'll have water, obviously, in this, but nothing else. Nothing else. So 21 days. I'm a pretty thin guy. For me, it wasn't too hard. Like, it really was not too hard. I think anyone can do it. Like, it's not that hard. You just gotta do it. Like, if you're getting hungry, obviously the first week is probably gonna be the hardest. I'm half a week in right now, so I start another round. My first round was back in June of this year. I'm gonna say I probably get about 50 to 60% better. And it completely changed my gut biome, like phenomenal. Like, I was able to integrate vegetables again. I was able to eat, some spices. I was able to drink alcohol, which I previously wasn't able to. And so now I stick with the vodka sodas, so the neutrals, and I try to stay away from the White Claws because there's some sugar in them. But the vodka sodas I have no problem with. It's fantastic. I just can't do shots. I think anyone that's immune compromised, has gut issues, I think you should stay away from the shots. If you are going to drink, obviously preferably don't drink at all, but just be don't be as generous with the shots. Maybe just mix it with soda, right? Fizzy water, right? TV static. So yeah, so I've had great success with this. I think if you're hesitant about it, don't be. Just put your foot down, and get it done, right? Just do it, because it doesn't have to be this particular formula. It could be I'm sure there's a million different formulas you can go with. I really like this one. I'll stick with this one. Again, this is bar none, the most effective treatment. I've done IVs, I've done colon hydrotherapies, I've done all the antibiotics and elimination diets and all that stuff, which are great, which definitely have helped me. But this, 21 days of this, completely changed my life. It turned my year around. And so I'm doing another round just to see how it goes. And yeah, I mean, it's only going to help, right? And then what I do with the shakes is, because obviously they're not nutritionally sound. Elemental diets are not meant to be nutritionally sound. They're meant to be short-term, basically diets to help your gut heal. The idea behind the elemental diet is to restrict the amount of digestion your gut is doing. Your gut when you're eating, is in constant digestion, right? And when you have a compromised gut, when you have gut lining issues, whether you have inflammation of the gut, if it's constantly working, it has no time to recover. So that's the whole theory behind the elemental diet. I think it's fantastic. And you know what? If you can handle it, and you just got to have the willpower to go through with it. I know for some people, 3 weeks of no eating, that blows their mind, right? But it's honestly not that difficult. Again, I'm not a big guy, so that may play a part in it. But again, you gotta have the discipline. Like, if your issue is really as bad as you think or say it is, well, then you got to be willing to do whatever you have to get better. So, and trust me, I've been going through health issues for the last 10 years. I've had it really bad, especially over the past 12 months. So for me, I was like, there's nothing I won't do, right? I'll get on my knees. But this is what I mix with the shakes. MCT oil gives me lots of energy. It helps with the clarity. I'm not as bitchy. I find, I'm a little bitchy on the elemental diet some days, because again, it's not nutritionally sound. You're not getting that energy release that you do with solid foods, right? So, but yeah, I find this really friggin' helps. I think if you are going to do the elemental diet, you definitely need to mix it in with a fat. MCT Energy is the one I used. You can use probably any MCT oil, coconut oil, but this is a liquid, so it's obviously a little easier to mix. But yeah, I'll do more videos if you guys are interested in me doing, discussing about maybe a particular topic, whether it's the IV therapies or whether it's the colon hydrotherapies, or maybe my experience with Accutane. I can get a little more in depth with it, right? That was obviously a tough time of my life, but if had I known about the elemental diet, I think that would have really, really helped me, because the prednisone and the Accutane, there was like a double whammy, right? Want me to discuss any of that? Let me know below. I'm definitely going to release more videos over the next 6 months, whenever, right? And yeah, and I'm hoping to do some traveling over the next while too. I'm gonna get out of Canada, communist Canada, and check out the world. So with my dog, I'll post some pictures of him too. So if you're looking, also if follow me on social media at Just Kiefer, I'll leave the tags in the description below. Take care.